Welcome to Chamber Talk. We got a great show for you today. I want to welcome Tracie Morgan, Marketing Director with Morris Bank, to the show. Tracie, thank you for joining us. Got a lot of great stuff we want to get to today, and most importantly, the new Community Foundation. But before we get to that, I think we need to start at the beginning a little bit, because you guys have a really rich tradition, and your name has been here in Lawrence County for a long time, the beginning of Morris Bank. If you would, share a brief history with our viewers about Morris Bank.
Well, we were established in 1954 right here in Dublin in the skyscraper downtown. George Morris opened the bank with Louis Livingston making the first deposit. So we have a long history here in Dublin and Lawrence County, and we've been downtown since then, and we remain downtown with some growth in other parts of the community and some other communities in Middle Georgia.
Now, when did you guys move to your current location?
2008, the bank was built. The bank that we're in currently was 2008.
Okay, and you mentioned you guys have some branches in other locations.
We
How
do.
many branches and what
Total, we have
locations?
6 branches. We have 2 here in Dublin, downtown, and at the mall, the Veterans Mall location. We have a bank in Gordon, we have one in Gray, and we have 2 in Houston County, one on Highway 96 and the other on Houston Lake Road in Houston County.
And this may be a silly question to ask, but future expansion plans?
We shall see.
Okay, maybe
shall
something
see.
we're not supposed to talk about.
You know, we are always interested in serving communities, so if opportunities arise, I'm sure that those will definitely be evaluated.
How many folks do you guys employ, Tracie?
We have over 125 bankers in Middle Georgia.
Wow. So just here in Lawrence County, you mentioned, and in Dublin, the branch out by the mall and the one downtown. And I think sometimes it may be a mystery to people. It was certainly to me for a while when I would come into the Morris Bank branch here, and they would say, well, that person works across the street. Or tell me about the facility across the street, and I think you guys even have a building behind you now as
We
well.
do,
So
yeah.
what goes on in those buildings?
So first, across the street is our annex building, and some have probably attended some community meetings in there. We've actually got a nice meeting space that we use for training in the annex in the front that we do allow, you know, some nonprofit and community organizations to use if it's available. So that's in the front of the annex. But we also have all of our deposit operations, online banking assistant, wires and things like that. Those that handle that side of the bank are in the annex. And the newest building that we have, which is the commercial banking building, which is behind our downtown location, that's where all the commercial lending and their assistants, they're in that facility.
Okay, so I want to back up just a second. So across the street there, you guys are doing everything, it sounds like to me, locally. And so if you need assistance, whether it's IT, whether it's ATM or something to do with banking, you're not talking to somebody on the phone in a foreign country somewhere?
Absolutely not. They're all right here in Dublin.
That's absolutely wonderful. Going back again, you mentioned Mr. Morris and some of the beginning founders and different things. Tell me a little bit more. I know you guys may have some involvement with something that's near and dear to me. Is Epworth by the Sea?
Absolutely. So we, George Morris, who started Morris Bank, obviously, was one of the original Epworth pioneers, and he was one of the original donors that helped purchase the land in which Epworth by the Sea now resides. And the first meeting that they held there was under the majestic live oaks on that property.
Wow.
And those of you that know Morris Bank and have paid attention to a few things, you know that Spence Mullis has an affinity for the live oak tree. So it's just been really interesting to see all of those stories come together and converge into a really, really cool story for us to have with the live oak analogy alongside our code blue that we have within the bank.
You guys do have a very, like I said, rich heritage and tradition here, and I know even at the chamber building there, those names, you know, and those folks are on the wall and memorialized there. So, Tracie, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to get back to what we really are doing this show for today, and that's the new Morris Bank Community Foundation. If you hadn't heard about it, stay tuned. We're going to talk about it right after this break.
Every morning, you're up at dawn to take care of the land you love. So are we. That's why Kubota dealers are the best at understanding what you need and sending you home with the perfect machine for the job. We know more than equipment. We know you.
Freeman's Lawn and Garden. Call us at 272-2198.
At Morris Bank, we understand that your personal finances and banking experiences can be stressful. We also know that it doesn't have to be that way. That's why for over 60 years, we've dedicated ourselves to providing common sense banking to people just like you.
Even when I started working here, there was a definite vibe that you felt when you walked in the door, from the music that you're always going to hear playing to the hello, good to see you, welcome, how can we help you? You know, it's just a different experience when you bank here.
We work hard to combine the latest online mobile technology and top-notch customer service that allows us to do just that.
We realize our customers have choices, but what sets us apart is the personal service that we provide that they may not receive at larger institutions. We like to make you feel at home, and we like to make the process as easy as possible when you're banking with us.
But we're not focused on helping just our customers. We are equally dedicated to supporting the community we are a part of. Just this year alone, we've logged thousands of community service hours and provided significant financial support to the communities we serve.
Something that sets us apart at Morris Bank is what we give back to the communities in which we serve. And as the communities continue to grow, that brings more business and more industry into the area. And it's just this circle effect of giving back and receiving what the community can offer.
We want to make sure you have the best banking experience possible. Come see us or give us a call to find out what makes Morris Bank different, because we're banking on you.
Welcome back to the show again, Tracie. Thank you, and thank you to Morris Bank for all that you guys do in this community. So before the break, we mentioned something that I think is really, really exciting and really cool to talk about, and that is the Morris Bank Community Foundation. Explain to our viewers what the Morris Bank Community Foundation is and what its purpose is.
Well, first, built within our mission at Morris Bank is to give back to the communities in which we serve. That's one of the main components of our mission. And so we are always looking for ways to do that and to be able to do that even more than we already do. That's where the foundation got its birth. So
Okay.
This is just an opportunity for Morris Bank to be able to do more and to give more in terms of fundraising and donating and being able to do more within the community. So the leadership has talked about it for quite some time, and we just decided that now was probably the best time for us to do it. So we got started and established it, and it's an official 501c3.
Okay.
And 2018 will be the year that we award our first grants.
Okay, so 501c3 for our viewers. Anyone interested in making contributions to this foundation can understand that these are 100% charitable contributions
Absolutely.
and tax deductible.
Absolutely. This is a separate entity from Morris Bank altogether.
Okay, but the foundation would run through Morris Bank, I guess, even though it is separate. It's
I'm the
still under
executive
the
director,
name.
so
you-
that's the tie.
Okay, and you mentioned the leadership. Who are some of the folks that are involved in this decision and the planning and the I'm sure you have to have a board to govern
Yes.
the 501c3. Who are some of those folks?
We've got a great group of folks that are eager to get started on the foundation board. We've got several represented right here in Dublin. We've got Bernice Baker, Leslie Pennington from our mall office, and Lucas Cowart, and Lisa Livingston, all from Dublin. We've got Steve Williams from Houston County, Tracie McSwain from our Gray office, and Melissa Wilson from our Gordon office.
Okay, so a great board, great leadership there, good representation from each one of the communities. What are these grants? And I guess you guys would issue grants.
Yes.
What would these grants be used for? What could somebody maybe watching the show today, if they have a nonprofit or a youth group or whatever else, what types of grants do you guys award?
So this will definitely be application based, and all the applications will be reviewed. Specifically, these will be tangible items.
Okay.
So equipment, something to help with infrastructure, not necessarily operational or, an idea or campaign that they want to implement. This will
Okay.
need to be a tangible item that we will make a contribution to.
Okay, food, like you said, baseball equipment, books,
Yes,
different things
yes,
such as
all
that to help
tangible
out an
items.
organization. So if someone wanted to contribute to the foundation, what do we need to do?
Contact me and we'll be glad to take that. And, you know, we are going to have partners in the community for sure as this grows. That is our plan, and we would love to have that on an annual basis for us to be on the list of annual giving for those that would be interested. So contact me and we'll be glad to get something arranged.
And will there be a website?
Yes,
maybe?
there will be a website. It will be launched within the Morris.bank, www.morris.bank website. The foundation will have its own link.
Okay, and is there a minimum donation that someone can make to the foundation?
There is no minimum. We will
Okay.
we will take any donation that we can get. As far as a grant award, the minimum on that will be $500. That's the threshold that we'll be starting at.
Okay, and you mentioned this is an application process.
Correct.
So when would applications be due and when would awards be recognized?
Well, right now we're working diligently on raising funds.
Okay.
The first 2 quarters of this year will be raising funds, and then our goal is in Q3 to open up our first application process.
So maybe the fall or
Yes.
so of this year,
That's
you
our
guys would
goal.
actually award a grant.
We
to,
hope that you start seeing a lot of big checks in the fall.
Wow. So talk about the different ways that I'm sure you guys have reviewed, other than somebody just sitting down and maybe writing a check to the foundation. What are some other sources of income or fundraising that you guys might be looking at for the foundation?
We've tossed around several ideas. Obviously, our employees will play a large part in this. They are all tasked within our mission to also give back to the communities in which we serve. So our goal is for this to be a lot of employee driven. We hope that they will really get behind it and support it first and foremost. And then obviously we'll have some community fundraisers that we'll be doing. We've got a lot of ideas that we've talked about yet, but we're not ready to announce those just yet.
So, and everything is still fairly new.
Absolutely.
I know there was an article written locally the other day about the foundation and some of the work that it would do. So,
Right.
Tracie, you guys at Morris Bank, not only with this foundation, you support our community and several communities around us, but you guys are involved in a lot of other activities and ways to support Lawrence County. Talk about some of those things that Morris Bank supports.
Well, you know, other than trying to be involved in as much as we possibly can, you know, student athletics, we are definitely involved in just about as much as we possibly can with student athletes in all of our communities, you know, and we like to support good causes that we see. We've got tons of opportunities in all of our communities, so we try to be as involved as possible. Specifically, we've recently started a leadership advisory council for young students, juniors and seniors in Lawrence County, and we are on our 3rd class. And
Okay.
that's been great for all of us. The adults, I think, sometimes have learned from the students more than the other way around. But you know, our goal is to really try to develop the future leaders, and in hopes that they would come back, even if they don't come back to Morris Bank, come back to the community and be a strong leader for us in the future.
And you guys have some great local help with that. Talk about your group that leads your leadership group.
So we do. Our employees really step up during the season and come in each month. They have a session, and we try to highlight a different employee for each session to get up and talk with the students and provide some skill and leadership from their experience that they've had professionally.
And so 3-year-old program.
Yes.
And you guys have a board, I think, even maybe that helps plan your programming and
We
different
do.
things
We have a
such as that.
committee. We have a committee that comes together and does that.
Okay, and how are these students selected?
It is an application-based process, and obviously the parameters are, you know, grades, attendance, no discipline, ambition. There's a lot of different parameters that we look at for these students.
City, county, private, is everyone?
All are included in Lawrence County. If you attend school in Lawrence County, and that includes homeschool, you are eligible to be in the Leadership Advisory Council.
That's awesome. Now, are you guys implementing this program in any of the other communities yet, or is that
We
maybe
hope
a future
one
goal?
day to be able to do that. Having the staff to be able to support it in multiple communities is what we are trying to look through and see if we can actually make that happen. But we would eventually like to have it in all of our communities in some capacity.
Fantastic. Hey, Tracie Morgan with Morris Bank, and we're talking today about the programs and the different things that these guys are involved in our community. Great community supporters, great history here, tradition here. The blue logo is certainly infamous around Dublin and Lawrence County, and we appreciate all that you guys do, Tracie. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and wrap things up.
MidState Pools and Spas knows pools, in-ground pools to above-ground pools. MidState Pools and Spas has over 35 years in the industry, building more than 3,000 pools. Now, we build all our own pools, never subcontracting the work out. So if you're ready to build a pool, renovate a pool, or you need weekly maintenance or liner replacement with a full 20-year warranty, call the professionals at MidState Pools and Spas. Visit our showroom today at 2273 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin and see the new line of Marquee Spas. For the ultimate in hot tub experiences, choose Marquee Spas. Also see our new selection of casual patio furniture available now at our showroom, MidState Pools and Spas, where we know pools. Experience the perfect blend of style and comfort at Hunters Point Luxury Apartment Units. These 3-bedroom, 2-bath duplexes are beautifully designed with a look of hardwood flooring, modern fixtures, and plenty of natural light. The kitchen is outfitted with stainless steel appliances, beautiful countertops, and cabinetry. And these brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath duplexes are complete with garage. These duplexes are move-in ready. Hunters Point Luxury Apartment Units. Call Kay Grayson Company now at 353-1123 and visit Hunters Point Luxury Apartment Units, conveniently located on Claxton Dairy beside Springdale Park.
Welcome back to the show again, Tracie. Thank you for taking time to join us today on the show. We were talking about all the different things Morris Bank is involved in the community. Certainly this foundation, that's just really, really, really important to the good of Lawrence County and what you guys are doing, and I applaud you for that. I was involved in a foundation in another community, and I've just seen firsthand the help and the good that it can do. So congratulations on that. Something else we didn't talk about, Morris Bank and their involvement even with the chamber, and you guys support. You just did our Irish Chamber breakfast. We had a blast. Scott Brantley did a great job there. TV 35, I actually watched it last night on TV 35, so they did a great job covering that for us. And but you guys are involved in other ways. You actually even have 2 ambassadors in the ambassador program, and you have been there since the beginning of the program. Talk a little bit about the ambassador program and your involvement with that group.
Well, I have been there from the beginning. There's a few of us, and we call ourselves the old timers. We feel like we've been there for a minute, but we have first and foremost, we have great time. I will say that under Randy Jackson's leadership, he keeps us on our toes. But it's really been a great learning experience, I would say, first and foremost. I've been in the community for a while, pushing about 15 years since I moved here. So a part of me felt like I knew what I needed to know, but that was not the case at all. I've learned a ton. I've met a ton of new people. The circles in Lawrence County, it just amazes me how you continue to meet new people, even when you think you pretty much know everybody. So learning about the community and meeting tons of new people is probably the number one thing that I could say about the ambassador program.
Fantastic, and you guys I think are like a big family. Like I said, we have some things and some meetings and stuff, and sometimes you have to say, hey, okay, everything that happened here today happened here today.
That's right.
But it is a fun group, an energetic group, and you build those partnerships with one another, and I think more importantly, become aware of the membership and the needs in the community, which I think hopefully even can help you in your individual business and others that are part of that group. They see and hear things that can help them market their business to meet the needs of our community. So
well, and it makes the chamber more personable. It really, puts the chamber to another level of connecting with its members. I think that's the biggest thing.
I hope so, and we enjoy doing that. We enjoy our ambassadors. We appreciate the support that we get from them. You guys at Morris Bank, something else I know you do, you try to stay on the leading edge with technology and different things such as that, and I know that might be a little bit out of your field, to speak to, but is there anything that you guys have as far as new apps, as far as new services, or anything else that we might want to share with folks?
Well, we've had our app for quite some time, but what we have been doing is adding features within that app. And if you've not heard of our People Pay program that we've got, we actually do offer People Pay. So if you and I go have lunch today, and you buy my lunch and I need to pay for part of that lunch, I can actually People Pay you via text. You simply get a text or an email, you open that up and you type in your bank routing number. We would hope that you're a Morris Bank customer, but if you're not, it doesn't matter. You can put in your bank routing number and your account number, and that money goes directly into your account without any change of currency physically. So we've got that, and it's
And
amazing.
you're welcome
I
to put
use
some
it all the
money in my
time.
account today if you'd like to. That's,
So that's one of our newest features that we've got that we are just really proud of. We've also got Secure Lock. If you in that same restaurant accidentally leave your card in the folder with the cashier, and you leave, and 2 hours later go to pay for something and you've left your card, we have Secure Lock. You can open that up and you can turn your card off and wait until you either go pick it up or order a new card so that nobody gets your information that
so
way
with
as
the
well.
Secure Lock, though, you don't have to necessarily maybe go through the entire process of ordering a new card.
No,
and
you
waiting
literally
for-
just turn it off with a swipe left or right. And then if you find it, you swipe back and it's active again immediately.
What, Tracy, if anything, do you see as a big challenge for banking today and for local banks? What do you see as a challenge? for
We
you guys
always want to
today?
meet the needs of our customers. That is our number one priority, regardless of whether it's one of our online products, one of our lending tools, regardless of what it is, it's meeting the needs of our customers. And, you know, challenge can sometimes sound like a negative word, but we view that as a positive.
Opportunity,
We
right.
love it. We love seeing what's out there, the latest and greatest. We want to be the best.
So do you see more people today doing online banking? Are things headed more toward a digital world, or do you see still in a place like Lawrence County, you still have ample amount of people coming into the branches? What do you see going forward there?
We see both. We are seeing our digital tools being used, but people still want to have that human interaction. They still want to know who their banker is. Here locally, you know, nationally, there's some shifts digitally, but we see both. We see a healthy mix, and that's exciting. So we want to continue to do what we've been doing forever and stay on top of the digital curve and make sure we're doing that well too.
Well, you mentioned something about being one of the older ambassadors or seasoned ambassadors, which you're
Seasoned.
not anywhere near with that group that we have. And I'll tell you, for me, I'm just one of those people, and some folks at home can get a laugh out of this, but I still have a checkbook. I like to carry my checkbook. I still write checks, and I check my register and try to keep up with my checking account, even though I do also check it online to make sure it coincides. But Tracy, I've appreciated you taking time out to be on the show, sharing the information about the new Morris Bank Community Foundation, and there'll be information available for folks to get in touch with you
Yes.
and the folks at the bank if they are interested in contributing or even finding out about how to apply for some of the grants that you guys will be
Absolutely.
awarding. But I always like to end the show when our guests come by giving you just a minute to look into that camera and take just a minute to tell folks about the great services and quality banking at Morris Bank.
Absolutely. So if you're not a customer of Morris Bank, I'd like to encourage you to let us show you just how easy banking can be. For those of you that have been with us for years, we thank you for your business and allowing us to be able to serve you and your needs for banking.
Tracy, thank you for your support and your work with
Absolutely.
the Chamber, and thank you for joining us as always. And we'd like to end our show by reminding you that it's a great day for business in Dublin, Lawrence County.
And Bank Blue.